Alright guys, this is another tutorial video. I brought my buddy Tyler here. He's going to tie up some jigs for flow fishing for steelhead. It's great in the river, great in the tributaries, and I'm going to pass it on to him. Talk a little bit more about it.
So to tie these jigs up, the materials you're going to need are any type of strung marabou. All these are Cabela's products that we're using today. You know, they're a little cheaper, but they work just as well as anything. You're going to need some opalescent. And I use a 1/16 ounce jig head. I feel the 1/8 ounces are a little too heavy for the tributaries around here, but that's what we're gonna go with today. And then you're gonna need some thread. I go with 140. Any thicker thread works the best, just because they're jigs and you want them a little heavy duty. But and we're gonna get into it. So here's the final product. This is what it's gonna come out as, but we're gonna get a new jig on the vise here. And you're gonna wanna go ahead, start from the top of the jig and wrap your way down. You wanna get a good solid base of thread in there. Just stops the marabou from sliding off the jig. All right. Nip this off. And I fish these under a float in, you know, Lake Ontario tributaries around here. You don't really need too much shot on your line when you're fishing them because they're already pretty heavy as it is. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and grab a good piece of marabou here. Get that off. Try not to leave too much marabou hanging off the back, and try not to put too much on because it'll actually it'll stop the jig from sinking. Basically, the marabou will help it float, which you don't want. So the less marabou, the better. But go ahead. I leave a little bit hanging off the back of the bend of the hook, and then you're gonna want to do 2 loose wraps at first, like that, and then you can go ahead and tighten it down. Kind of just fold that back and then nip off the excess. Alright, wrap that up. Then go ahead and bring your thread to the back of the jig right before the marabou flares out. Take some of the opalescence, cut off about, I don't know, 8 inches or so of a piece. And you're gonna wanna tie that on the back. Give it a couple good wraps on there so it stays. And then bring your thread up to the head of the jig. Leave that hanging off. And then you're gonna wanna go ahead and wrap this around all the way up. And I kinda just pull the opalescence back just so it flares out a little more, because wrapping it around kind of gets all the material stuck underneath. So wrap that up, give that a couple wraps. Nip the excess off. And go ahead and just give it a good thread finish at the top here. A little bit of a neck. Then take your whip finish tool, which is right here. Go around about 4 or 5 times. Pull that off. Cut the thread. And there you go. Easy as that. You can tie about, I don't know, what'd that take me? 2 minutes?
Not even.
You can get a bunch done in an hour. It doesn't take much. They're pretty cheap to do. So there you go. There's your steelhead jig.
Beautiful. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I think Tyler did a great job explaining how to tie these jigs up. They're great during the winter. Steelhead love them, brown trout love them. So stay tuned if you want to see some more videos like this. Not sure, what we're gonna film next, but yeah, stay tuned.